1 in the morning. I don't even want to talk. I don't want. I don't want my family to hear me. I don't even know how to say this. I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know why I'm doing this. Okay, I guess I've never talked about this before, especially not in public. I just want, but damn. I had a dream last night, and it just clicked in my head. Now, this was literally just 5 minutes ago. That dream is probably my worst nightmare. And it's all based on like fragments of truth that happened like in my life. But that's not what this video is about. I just wanted to come on here and say to start off, nobody knows my name. Well, oh my god. See, I'm already starting off bad. Nobody knows who I am. I barely have any friends. My old friends, not my friends anymore. But I have a really good best friend now. I'm not gonna say his name. I don't even know how to make a video. But, like I said, I'm coming on here as a person that nobody knows. I don't know who's gonna see this. Could be anybody. But, oh my god, this is so hard to talk about. I wanted to come on here and say, this is a suicide prevention video. If you're thinking about, taking your life, you shouldn't do it. Truth is, I've tried to take my life. My mom walked in. I had to get sent to Germany to live with family members. Got put on medication, escitalopram, Lexapro. It basically numbs the anxiety and the depression. If you think about wanting to, end it, it's not the best option. And I know from experience. Just talk to family. I know it's hard, but they'll try and help you. And if you're in a bad situation where your parents, they can't help you or they don't want to help you, you can always go to school or you can, you know, seek professional help. I don't know why I'm yapping. I never made this type of video. This is my first video ever. But yeah, I've tried to kill myself. I said it out loud. And I'm gonna post it for God knows how many people to see. It could be 10, no, just 100. I don't care. I just want people to know that, you shouldn't do it. You only live once. I watched this Chinksy video. He was reacting to my voice. He was reacting to Joe Bart, a Joe Bart video. And Joe Bart said something along the lines of, wait, let me gather my breath. Sorry. He said something along the lines of, I'm just going based off my memory. He said, something clicked inside my mind. He said something along the lines of, treating people treating people, kindly because you only live once. That just clicked inside my head. Damn, there's really people out there that, bully or get bullied, and it leads to, suicide. Leads to other things, drug abuse, and then eventually OD. But, as somebody that tried to, do it, all I can say is it's not worth it. You put yourself under a lot of pressure. Your family, I know people say this every time, your family, oh, they're gonna miss you. That's true, but you're gonna miss you. You're gonna miss all the times, all the happy times you had. Yes, sad times, but that's what makes you you. And you shouldn't, you shouldn't feel the need to take your life because of something that happened to you. Because, there's always steps to improvement. Somebody bullying you, just, I don't know. I've never had people bully me, but if somebody's bullying you, I mean, you can ignore it. You choose to, let it impact you. Let it take a toll on your mental health. Just don't care what people say about you, Me, I know. Why am I saying that? You don't know me. Why am I saying that? I care about what people think about me. I might not look like it, but I mean, it's true. I care about, every time when I was in school, I had to wear headphones to listen to music, or else I would be anxious, like, oh, they're looking at me. What? They're probably thinking I'm ugly. Every day I woke up in the mirror. I woke up, looked in the mirror. Damn, I'm chopped. I have so much acne. People notice that. just get anxious. Oh, I have acne. They're looking at me. They're probably just looking at my acne. Ew, he has acne. I'm insecure about it, but I'm insecure about a lot of things. A lot of things that I don't even know about. But when it happens, they don't know. But yeah, if you're getting like bullied in school, you can seek professional help. You can talk to me. Just message me on TikTok. I'll respond. I'm a nobody, just like you. I'm a nobody trying to help people because I know what it's like to be helped, and some people don't know. Some people don't have that type of help, and I want to help. But man, it's 1 a.m. Just woke up from the craziest dream where my heart is heavy. I feel nauseous from that dream. Like that dream really just snapped something inside my mind. Damn, I should make this video. That's what it snapped into my mind. If you might look at this video, ugly. I don't care if I'm ugly, to be honest. I have bedhead. I literally just woke up. But I don't know why I'm yapping. It's been 12 minutes. This is my first ever video that I've ever made. But yeah. Okay. Now I'm gonna talk a little bit about, my backstory. Okay. So I noticed I was depressed. I'd say sophomore year. My brother, jokingly, he comes to me. This girl I used to like back then. He jokingly comes to me. I told him about, what happened. Something that happened, it doesn't matter, but I told him, he's like, oh, she's probably getting cracked by another guy right now as we speak. And I know it's over a girl, but most of the time it is. People kill over girls. I would never do that, but yeah. This is the night, yeah. Later, I was crying. I was like, bro, don't say that. Bro, I was crying. Then when later that night, he went to sleep. I took my belt, the one I use every day. Tommy Hilfiger belt. We had bunk beds. We shared a room. I placed it on the top of the stairs. On the top of the ladder, the ladder. I placed it on the top one. I singed it. Made it to where, I put it around my neck. It singed, the little thing that sticks out to put it in the hole. I put it in the hole to make it stay. Wrapped it around my neck. I don't know. I was really trying. I had it there for at least 30 seconds. I really thought, this would end it. My mom walks in. I'm standing up, just have it over my neck. What are you doing? Oh, nothing. No, what are you doing? I said nothing. She leaves the room, all worried. She calls grandparents, and the one that I get, wait, that's for later. So, next day, I go to school like it's nothing. Other school, my favorite school. I'm not gonna say the name, obviously. Went to school, like nothing ever happened. Like I usually do. Usually when I'm depressed, I go to school like nothing ever happened. Because people don't want to see that. I don't want to show people that side of me because, people are judgmental. So I never try to show my true self unless it's family. They don't really judge because it's family. But that's why people say you have different types of yourself for every person that you meet. Every person that you meet, you have a different personality. Like if I was out with strangers, I put on this nonchalant, If I was like by myself, obviously nonchalant, don't really talk, straight face, Family, I'm a goofy, blah blah blah. Friends, obviously I'm goofy, but whole time. Went to school next day. God, I don't even want to talk about this. You know what? Fuck it. I mean, excuse my manners, but forget it. I'm gonna post this on TikTok. I don't care. I'm obviously gonna edit out the parts of me just talking like this, for example. You're probably not gonna see this, but remember me and my old friend. She's not really a friend anymore. She used to be my best friend, but at the time, I didn't have a crush on her back then. But that's besides the point. We used to hang out almost every day. First semester. One time we went down. We walked to Dutch Bros. And all of a sudden she's talking about her traumatized, like her traumatic experiences. And at the time I was listening, but I wasn't really listening. And I thought to myself, damn, I wish I could tell you that we're basically like, I wish I could tell you, I don't want to say it because I have her added. And I don't want her to see it, but it's not about girls. It's about helping others. So I'm just trying to share my story for the moment. So we walked to Dutch Bros. There's a little slope. I remember we were walking down the slope I don't know if, it doesn't matter. But we were walking. She tells me about, what happened in her childhood. And like I said, at the time, I didn't really think much. Like I wasn't fully listening. I think I had my headphones on. But at that moment, I just knew, even though, God, I still don't want to say it. At that moment, I was like, damn. I wish I could tell you this stuff that I was going through to make you feel better. You'd probably feel the same, but you'd probably, have that pressure lifted off you, knowing that you're not the same person. We can share that bond together. But, I was always afraid to speak about myself. Going to school, I used to always think suicidal thoughts. I used to walk around a loop, in a loop just with headphones on. Even with the headphones, sometimes the music numbed it, but other times I would still have these thoughts. I was just thinking of different ways that I can just end it. So many different ways I could even imagine right now. I feel like I'm about to throw up. I'm sorry. I'm probably gonna cut that far out. But yeah, walking home from school, I used to always walk on the sidewalk part. So, this is the road. These are the end of the sidewalk right here, and this is the road. I used to always walk on in like the side of the sidewalk that has, cars going. I used to walk like that. Damn. I used to think, damn, I should just keep walking like this, and eventually, maybe a car gets in an accident and just runs me the freak over. I used to imagine myself just when I seen a car, driving past. I used to just imagine me walking in front of it and just, boom. And then I had to move to Germany because mom couldn't, care for me. She didn't, she had a lot going on. So she sent me to Germany. Well, she didn't send me. I willingly went to Germany because it's Germany, right? It's in Europe. It's a whole different country. So I went to Germany. Went to a whole new school, made few friends, acquaintances, whatever. Friends, I guess, didn't really enjoy it, but I didn't go there to enjoy it. I went there to seek help. Well, got assigned to a guidance counselor. She put me on medication, the one that I'm taking now, Lexapro. Cold turkeyed it. I felt terrible after cold turkey. I thought, I don't need it, but I needed it. It helped me a lot. But yeah, got sent to Germany. People always ask me, why are you moving to Germany? Why are you going to live with your aunt and uncle in Germany? Oh, they just asked me to, That's what I say. But the truth is, it's because I tried to kill myself. I don't know if will TikTok allow that word? Kill myself. I tried to end it. So my family decided, it was the right choice just to go where I could get the help that I needed. And did I? Yes. Then I moved back, I did things, my mind wasn't in the right place. Mine was not in the right place. I did things, terrible things. Terrible things that I wish I could go back and not do. Moved back, went to a new school, a whole new school again. I made like no friends in the first year. just walking around the hallways like a idiot. I don't really socialize if I don't have to. I'm anxious. New school. I'm sitting in math class, sit next to this girl. She asked me, do you know how to do math? I say, no. No, I don't know how to do math. She was the most prettiest girl in that school. Definitely. I tried, as awkward as I am, I, it sounds weird, but I did it. People do it all the time. I search up her name, Okay, this is after the teacher took attendance. This might be a little weird to do. I don't know, but it's the internet. People do all types of weird stuff. So, attendance, boom, teacher says her full name. I was like, okay, I know her name. Let me go. Well, this is like months after. I search up her name, boom, on Instagram. Found her account, followed her, didn't follow back. I'm like, okay, yeah. I mean, what did I expect? I shouldn't have done that. Now I go to school, she's gonna think I'm weird. She's gonna, look at me funny, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's what I get. Fast forward, I think until like March, took me from the beginning of the school to like the middle of the school to actually ask her. I was nervous. I remember I was in the front of weightlifting class. Asked her, hey, can I get your Instagram? She goes, no. I'm like, damn. I knew, she's too pretty to say yes, like to a guy like me, obviously. All the girls that I've liked over the years are way out of my league. But this isn't about girls. Why am I talking about girls? I don't know. So yeah. So, this video is just, just wanted to say, obviously yapping about other stuff, but I wanted to come on here and say, hopefully somebody who needs this kind of help stumbles across this video, from a nobody. I'm a nobody. I'm somebody that, like, I barely have any friends. I have, like, one friend that I hang out with, like, outside of school. Well, I'm not in school anymore, but I have one friend that I hang out with, like, in public. Literally just one. Other than that, I'm at home. Like, literally, I'm at home. But, yeah. If you're thinking about taking your life, or if you're actually planning on doing it, just know, just second guess yourself, man. Like, do you really want this? Do you really want to end it in just a split second? When in the future, you don't know what the future has for you, You could have just wasted potential. You could have been like, somebody. You could have been somebody. You could have made a name for yourself. But you would never know because you ended it in such an early stage of life. I was thinking the same thing. I was only 16. I'm 18 now. This is just 2 years ago. Almost 3. over a girl, by the way, over something that my brother said about a girl. But it doesn't, you know, people kill themselves over a girl. I don't know if you know this guy. He was a rapper back in like 2018. Lil Glock Loaded. I don't know if nobody really knows him like that anymore. I don't know. It's one of his songs like Glock Glock baby, yeah, Glock baby, baby Glock baby. I don't know, but that's aside his points. But yeah, he killed himself with a girl. I think she was like cheating on him or something. You know, it's normal. People kill themselves for far less. People kill people for far less. People kill people for probably shoot. I don't know. People could probably kill somebody for bumping into them. You know, they might have not been in the right headspace that day. Oh, you bumped into me? No, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I'm scared of humans. Because they're so unpredictable. Like, you know, I think to myself every day, you know, damn, I could die anytime, any day, any given point. I just think that to myself every single day. Just waiting until that day comes. I don't want it to come, but you know. And recently, I've been thinking, you know, I hope I don't die before GTA 6 comes out. Every day. And I see it on TikTok. Some guy in the hospital. His caption was something along the lines of, I just wanted to play GTA 6. You know, I feel so bad because I basically think the same thing. You know, I could, like, but there's people out there that have passed away. And they have passed away and not have been able to, you know, play the game that they were anticipating for, or do the thing that they were anticipating for. You know, people just die unexpectedly. To be honest, I'm scared of death, but in that moment, on that night, I thought it was like the perfect thing to do. You know, I was already super depressed in school. You know, my grades were slipping. I barely passed high school, to be honest. Shoot, sometimes I'm still depressed now. I used to take so many days off of school just because, you know, I'm not in the right headspace. And luckily I have, you know, a parent that understands. But yeah, you know, it's not the right thing to do. Killing yourself. I don't even know, can the audio even hear me? I don't know if I'm talking too quiet because everybody's asleep. They probably hear me. If I wake up and they wake up and they say, why are you talking to yourself at 1 in the morning? I don't know what I'm going to say, but you know, you shouldn't feel the need to want to end it. You know, it's just, you're putting too much weight on your shoulders. You know, even if you're at rock bottom, you know, nobody supports you, you're barely, you know, paying your rent, barely being able to, you know, put food on the table. Just give it time, you know. Stick that job out that you have. My grandparents told me, you know, I haven't got a job yet, but I have no luck getting a job, to be honest. I don't want a job, but I need it. I need a job. But my grandparents told me, like, when you get a job, just, even if you don't like it, just stick it out for the experience, because it gives you better opportunities in the future. So if you're really thinking about just ending it because, you can't support yourself, support your family, just stick that job out until you have experience, and until you have that experience, you can move on to a better job. A better job that pays what, like 18 an hour, depending on what state you live in. 18, 19, $20 an hour. That's like 13 to like 1,600 a month, or like bi-weekly, and then stick that job out. You have more opportunities. And if you save up some money to go to school, boom, you're setting yourself up for success. Next thing you know, you have a job that pays what, $40 an hour. How much are you getting paid? Like 2,500 bi-weekly, 40,000 a month. 4,000 a month, something like that. People just try to end it because they think about the present, but they're not thinking about the future. They're not thinking about what the future holds for them. The future could hold great things for you. Trust me. If I talked past me on that day that I tried to do it, I would talk myself out of it. Just remember that there's always, just because you're going through something now doesn't mean that something in the, it could be a day, it could be a week, it could be a month, year. Doesn't mean that there's not something great that's gonna happen to you. You just have to do what you have to do now in order to see progression in the future. Future holds a lot of opportunities, but you're never gonna know that if you just end it. You know what I'm saying? If you end it now, you have nothing in the future. If you end it now, your dream job is just poof, midair, gone. You're never gonna have that. Yeah. That's all I wanted to say. I made a 38 long video. I'm obviously gonna not cut it out. I should have made this video on TikTok instead. I might, because TikTok, you can cut the video if you want it. You can stop, record, and it's in the same video, but on the iPhone camera, once you press stop recording, it creates a whole new recording. So, but anyway, I just wanted to come on here and say, if you're really thinking about doing it, man, you can talk to me in the comments. If this video gets 0 views, understandable. Like I said, I'm a nobody. I don't expect to get views, I just want to reach out to the people that need it, because I was one of those people. I don't know why I waited this long to make a video like this. I was thinking of doing it for months. But yeah. If you're watching this video, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for hearing what I have to say and taking it to thought. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you. Bye.